Hi everyone, my name's TC, I'm the designer of the Champion of the Wild, and this is a really quick how to play video for the base game, or the basic triathlon as it's now known with the new edition. Okay, so after setting up, each player should have one ready to vote card and 3 piles of event tokens with enough for 1 fewer than the number of players. Each player then draws a random card, and the 3 players whose animals have the largest weight become the 3 event selectors this round. In the order of their animals' weight, these 3 players each choose a different event stack, taking the top 3 cards and choosing their favourite event of the 3 options. They then announce their event to the group in turn by reading all the text on the card, including the water and the flying rules. The other players have a chance here for each event to ask questions about the details, such as the terrain or what physical contact will be allowed during the event, and the event selector is free to add or to alter event rules as they please. Once all 3 events have been clearly laid out in this way, the animal cards are returned to the deck, which is shuffled, before dealing each player 7 new animal cards. Now players must choose one animal from their hand to compete in all 3 of the events against the animals chosen by their rivals, and bearing in mind the following guidelines. So firstly, animals will follow your coaching advice, and therefore we're focusing mainly on their physical attributes rather than the mental. Secondly, the animals aren't allowed to cause deliberate injury to other competitors. And thirdly, any equipment that's needed for the event will be provided in a form that they can use. This would include, for example, the provision of survival headgear for creatures with gills if they need to compete on land. When considering your possible event strategies here, remember that if a rule is not explicitly stated on the card text or by the event selector during questions, and if it does not involve deliberately injuring other animals, then that strategy is allowed. Once everyone has chosen their animal, players move to a discussion and a voting phase for each event in turn. The event selector starts off their discussion by rereading the event text and making a comment about one of the animals competing. For example, they might ask another player to explain how they plan to stack their dolphins in a tower. This is then followed by an open discussion, as all players have an opportunity to present their strategy for the event and to analyse the likely performance of their competitors. Once players feel they've heard enough to decide on the likely rankings, they turn over their ready to vote card, and once a majority of players have done this, play moves on to voting for that event. Each player then passes out a face down voting token to every other player, not themselves. So in a 6-player game, this means distributing 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th place tokens. These remain face down though, and play moves on to event 2. After going through discussion and voting phases for all 3 events, the voting points are then revealed and calculated for each event in turn, taking a moment to note the rankings in each event for interest. Voting points are then added up, and whoever has the most points wins. Now if there's a draw, players are separated by the number of golds, then silvers, then bronzes, but if there's still a draw, players will call a friend and ask them, with the 3 events in mind, which of the leaders would they choose if they were an animal coach. Make sure not to tell these judges which animal represents which player, so they remain impartial, and whichever animal they choose, the coach of that creature is the winner. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this quick video about how to play the base game. Do look out for more videos, both from our coaches in the World Championships, but also of the new variants that are available in the 2nd edition. Okay, thanks.